Okay, so hello guys. For this discussion video, we will have more examples on the higher order differential equations applying the concept na discuss natin sa previous nga discussion video. So, sa previous nga discussion video, naka-plastar na kita sa tatlo ka example nga may ara kita case 1, case 2, and case 3. So, for the next naton nga example, we will have what if we are given. Okay. Sige. So, we are given y. Okay, so, sige, hindi lang tayo mag-settle with y double prime. So, mat-triple prime takay para mahambaka mo nga what if may ara ka higher pag in order derivatives. So, what if y triple prime ang given? Then, we have plus. So, 3y double prime minus 4y is equal to 0. So, we have y triple prime plus 3y double prime minus 4y is equals to 0. Again, kinahanglan ta siya i-convert or kinahanglan ta pangitawan ang iyang auxiliary nga equation. Pangitawan ta dayon ang roots kay para makuha ta nga na general solution. So, we have auxiliary. So, this is equal to, so m cubed plus 3m squared kay double prime minus 4. So, i-remove na ang y. So, minus 4 na lang is equal to 0. And then, factor this one. So, whether it will be through your calculator or whether you will perform synthetic division, pwede gid. Okay, so try to be gamit ang mode equation. Then we have cube. So this is 4. So this is 1. Squared ko is 3. Linear ko is 0. I have negative 4. Enter. So I have x sub 1 or m1 akon is 1. Negative 2. So, that means M1, negative 1, and 2. Duwa lang ginpakita sang calculator. That means may ara ko repeated roots. Ano ay han ang repeated roots? So, amo na ang problema natin with the calculator. Despite nakabalo ka sa calculator, nga we will have, pag-perform mo sa calculator, ang ipagawa sa mga calculator is, may ara ka kuno duwa ka roots. X sub 1 is 1, x sub 2 is negative 2. And then, wala na dayon. Wala ka kabalo kundi hindi sa duwa nga repeated. So, you have to perform your synthetic division. Okay. Okay. So, that's why kinanglanon gasyapuan ang inyong concept of algebra by synthetic division and factoring. So, kamo na da bahala mag-review. But if ever I factor this out, ang factor sa akon nga hindi nga differential equation is this will be equal to m. Okay. So, m minus 1. And I have m plus 2 squared. Okay, m minus 1 multiplied by m plus 2 squared is equal to 0. Okay, so understood naman to be halin sa imong calculator nga may ara ka 1 kag 2. So, ano dapat ang madubli para yung answer is 4 sa punta? So, syempre, ang madubli dapat is 2 para ang yung answer sa punta is 4. So, dari ka dapat may repeated roots. So, we have m minus 1, m plus 2 squared. So, that means, ang aton dari nga m is, okay, we have m1. m1 naton is equal to 1, m2 and 3. M2 naton is equal to your M3, which is equal to negative 2. Okay, kung makita ninyo anong case ang ari dari sa sininga roots. Anong mga case siya, anong mga case ang pwede nato ni apply. Okay? Take note, may ara ta possible nga duwa ka distinct roots. Kay may ara man ta 1 and 2. Therefore, may ara ta diri case 1. Pero, may ara man ta repeated roots. Therefore, we have case 1 and case 2. So, we have case 1 and 2. So, that means i-apply ta na ang duha ka concept. So, we have your general equation is, so y lang man ta diretso is equal to, okay, so we have C1 e raised to M1x lang man. So, that is 1 na lang. Diretsohon ko na lang. Wala na lang din ito magbutang 1, diretso ko na lang butang x. Plus, so your second nga roots is, or second nga root is negative 2. So that is C1 or C2 e raised to negative 2x. Okay, ginrepeat ta ni ang negative 2. Therefore, mabutang ko the repeated value. So C3, okay? Kapiyon ko siya kay repeated siya. E raised to negative 2x. Pero mabutang ko x. Okay? So this is case number 1, distinct. Pero may repeated ko, this is case number 2. So mo ang katabo with your higher pagid nga differential equation. Bali, do gina-applyan mo lang siya sa different types of cases. Sa aton nga, differential quadratic nga equation. Okay, so we have C1 e raised to x plus C2 e raised to negative 2x plus C3 x e raised to negative 2x. Kung gusto mo nga i-separate ang ari nga value or base wala ni sa possible nga choices, pwedeng ang ara sa choices is amo ni ang pag-plus star. Okay, y is equal to C1 e raised to, okay, dako ang possibility nga wala ni siya sa choices ang amo ni. So, usually, naka-factor out na ang isa sa mga type of equation. So, we have e raised to x plus. So, factor out ko lang ang e raised to negative 2x. Then, I have c 2. E raised of c2 na lang kaya nag-factor out na ko. So, I'll have c2 plus c3x. Okay, so again, pwede na ang imo yung nga M1, M2 ang repeated and then ang imo nga M3 naman ang 1. Pwede nga ang imo nga pag-plus stars ang imo nga roots is M1 ginuna mo ni. So M1 is equal to M2 is equal to 2. Then imo nga M3 is equal to or negative 2. M3 is okay. Okay, we have M3 is equal to 1. So, pwede nga mo niyang pag-plus star sa imong equation. Still, you would come up with the same nga answer. Okay, so malain na nga di ang mga plus stars ang arbitrary constant, but ang pag-plus star sa imong answer would still be the same. Okay, so this will be either dari ang imong final answer. Okay, so okay, more example ta kay para mas damo kamo pwedeng option. Okay. Okay, so what if ang given sa aton nga equation is 4 y double prime? Then we have plus 4 y prime plus 17y is equal to 0. Okay, so amo ni ang given sa ating nga solution. So again, kinahanglan ta ang auxiliary nga equation para makuha ta ang roots kag makita naton ang general solution. So we have your auxiliary. So we have 4m squared plus 4m plus 17 is equal to 0. So we have 4m squared plus 4m plus 17 is equal to 0. This is our auxiliary equation. Kung i-factor out na siya. So, or kung i-count ang values. Okay, so okay lang na kung diretso kung sa calculator. Wala na problema. So, make sure lang kabalo magamit sa calculator. So, we have 3. So, we have 4. We have 4. We have 17. So, we have negative 1 half plus 2i. And we have negative 1 half minus 2i. That means, we have case number 3 here. Conjugate complex numbers. Okay, m naton is, or m1. Okay, m1 is negative, okay, negative 1 half plus 2i. Kag m2 is negative 1 half minus 2i. Oops. Minus 2i. So this is again case number 3 kay mara kita conjugate nga complex numbers. So we're in kung lang tawon naton diri sa aton nga roots, aton diri nga a is your real nga value. A naton is negative 1 half. B naton diri is okay, B naton is 2. Okay, so i-substitute lang sa aton nga formula or general nga formula. Y is equal to e raised to ax. So that is e raised to negative 1 half x multiplied by your multiplied by your okay, so C1 lang muna di sa sulod. We have your cosine B. So that is cosine 2x plus C2. Then we have your sine 2x. Okay, so C1 cosine 2x plus C2 sine 2x. This is our general solution. Okay, so again, so amo di ang aton nga general solution. And probably ang makita ninyo nga mga problems sa differential equation, hindi lang man usually general solution ginapangita. Pwede nga particular solution. And if to find mangged sang particular solution, say man ang na-Japon ang himuon ninyo. So, para mukaon nyo ang value of your arbitrary constants. So, substitutean nyo lang na x values ang imo nga mga x value kag ang y values. So, amo lang man na Japon, pangitawon ang arbitrary constants. Okay, so let's have another nga example kay we have sige kagina naka y triple prime na ta or third derivative. What if may ta fourth derivative sa aton nga equation? So we will have okay, so y Okay, kung amo ni ang pag plus star, that means fourth derivative na. Okay, plus 2y double prime. So, plus y is equal to 4. Is equal to 0, I mean. So, we have this equation. So, pangitaon tang yung auxiliary nga equation. So, we have okay, this is m to the fourth plus 2m squared plus 1 is equal to 0. So, m to the fourth plus 2m squared plus 1 is equals to 0. This is our auxiliary nga solution. Okay, so ang end nga part is 1. So, therefore, automatic na base may factor na siya nga 1 or negative 1. So, try mo lang by synthetic division ang imong equation. So, we have okay, so divide mo lang by either 1 or negative 1. Okay? So, but sa inyo na kung paano nyo pangitaon ang factor of this equation. This is just algebra. Hindi ko na pagpakita kung paano siya ginahimo sa algebra. Kamu na bahala mag-recall sa concept of algebra of factoring this one. So, we have so you will come up with equation. Okay, kung i-factor mo gid man siya by algebra, pwede nga amo na yung mga pag-plus star. So, we have reduce ko siya. Okay, so mahimo siya. Take note ha, daw amo niyang yung mga equation. So, we have your m squared plus 2 sige na lang, pakita ko na lang. Kaya basta ma-confuse ka mo. So, we have 2m squared plus 1. Again, this is algebra ha. So, we have 2m squared plus 1. Okay, so is equal to 0. That means, daw ano lang siya, daw quadratic equation or the algebraic equation in second degree, pero ang akon nga variable is m squared. Okay, so we have m squared plus 1 plus 2m squared plus 1. So for example, doon mo lang ni siya, u ko is equal to m squared. Doka mo na, u is equal to m squared. This will be equal to u squared plus 2u plus 1 is equals to 0. Kung i-factor ko man gid siya, this will be equal to u plus 1 squared. Okay? So, or u plus 1 times u plus 1. So, mo na ako nga factor. So, this will be u plus 1 squared. Okay, kung substitutean ko na siya. So, since we have u plus 1 squared, therefore, m okay. U plus 1 squared, substitutean ko lang ang u. Therefore, that is m squared plus 1 squared is equal to 0. Okay, so we have m squared plus 1. So, i-separate na lang para hindi ka mo ma-confuse. So, we have m squared plus 1 kag m squared plus 1. This is equal to 0. That means, this is case number 4. Paano sir, nag-case number 4 siya? If kuhaon ko ang values ng m diri, this will be m squared is equals to negative 1. Since I will be taking square root of negative 1, my answer will be a complex number. Okay, so square root of negative 1. Therefore, kung count ko ang m ko, this will be square root of negative 1. So, square root of negative 1 is your I nga value. So, square root of negative 1 is equal to plus minus I. Okay, so plus minus I. So, but silingon, may ara ko duwa ka plus minus I. Kay parehas lang man repeated sila. So, plus minus I. Therefore, akon nga roots, may ara ko duwa. So, M1 is equal to M2. This is your I na lang. Then we have M3 is equal to M4. This is negative I. So, may ara kita factors or may ara kita apat ka roots. We have duwa ka positive I, duwa ka negative I. Okay? So, paano siya, ano ni ang plus star niya or paano siya ginsulat or paano siya ang pag-plus star in its complex equivalent. That means, dapat ang take note, dapat ang itsura sa ating complex nga number is A plus BI or IB. So, pwede lang bisan ano da. Okay, since ang given lang sa aton is I, amo lang ni. So, we have amo lang ni. That means, ang 0, ay ang A is 0, B naton is 1. So, 0 and 1. A is 0, B is 1. Okay, so sulat tayo para indicate ka mo magtalang. A is 0, B is 1. Okay, that is for positive nga I. Then, para naman sa isa, so, we have, ano naman siya, lain naman. So, we have, so, again, gin-factor ta lang siya kagina and we come up with an answer. May ara ka repeated nga complex number. I kag negative I. Okay, so kung sulatan na siya in our general nga solution, so we have base sa aton nga base sa aton nga ikaapat nga case of your differential equation, we will have y is equal to, okay, so e raised to a lang man, ax, e raised to 0, x. 0 ko na lang, e raised to 0. Then we will have your c1. So we have your c1 cosine dapat cosine b. Since ang aton nga b is 1 lang man dayon, so diretso ko na lang c cosine x na lang kay 1 lang man. So c1 cosine or c1 cosine x plus your c2 sine x. C2 sine x. Next, since we have repeated lang man siya, therefore, kinanglan ko lang magbutang sang x dere. So, we have plus, okay, repeated. So, kinanglan ko magbutang x. Then, I have your C3. Okay, e raised to 0, then may x lang siya nga upod. So, we have C3 cosine amo man Japon nga mga values x plus your C4 cosine x. Oops, sine gali, sine. Okay. Sine x. Okay. Liwaton ko nga nag-amo ang gingamit ng general solution. Kabaluta nga ang aton nga value of your a and b is 0 and 1. 0 and 1. And repeated siya. Therefore, imo nga answer will be C1 cosine x, C2 sine x lang kada permi amo lang ni multiplied by e raised to ax diri. Or C1 cosine bx plus C2 sine bx, e raised to ax sagwa. So, A naton is 0, B naton is 1. Therefore, amo ni aton answer sa isa ka solution. And then, nag-repeat siya. That means, so we have yours, amo man ni Japon nga value. Pero malain lang di ang arbitrary constant. C3 kag C4 kadi. Since nag-repeat siya, e raised to 0 man di Japon sagwa, pero madugang na ta x. Okay? So, kabay pa nga medyo naintindihan. So, we have, that means, kung i-simplify ta, e raised to 0, mahimbo lang man ni Japon 1. Madula lang ni. Mahimbo lang sa Japon 1. Okay, pwede naton nga i-simplify ang aton nga equation. Pwede nga madula na siya. So, okay. Okay, y is equal to, so madula lang ni, kay 1 lang man ni siya. So, this is equal to C1 cosine x plus your C2 sine x plus, so factor out ng x, I'll have your C3 cosine x plus C4 sine x. Okay. Okay, so this is the solution of your differential equation. Okay, so medyo amo lang na ang komplikadong nga part if ever apat na ang imong roots. Okay, so sige. Tagaan ta another example. What if apat na ang roots? Ano more example ta kay para ano gid ma-exercise. Okay, so we have sige gamiton ta ang concept of your D operator kay para maanad man kamo. So we have, if ever given kamo D to the fourth, okay, D to the fourth plus D cubed plus D squared, y is equal to 0. Kaya amo ni ang given sa inyo. So, para makuha naton ang general solution of DE, kinahanglan ta man liwat ang auxiliary nga equation. So, your auxiliary equation will be equal to m to the fourth plus m cubed plus m squared is equal to 0. Since amo ni ang aton nga auxiliary equation, factor ta danay. So, pwede ta ma-factor danay and then magamit ta dayon sang quadratic equation. So, we will have, factor ko diyang m squared. Pagwa ko diyang m squared. So, I'll have m squared. Mabilin is m squared plus m plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, that means may ara ko duwa ka repeated. So, this one, ang duwa ni ka-repeated, imonta lang siya M1 equals M2. This is equal to 0 na diretso. Next, ang nabilin ko is may duwa pa ko ka-roots, M squared plus M plus 1. So, sige. We have to use mode equation. Mode 5. Then, squared siya. So, that means 3. Squared, ari ang squared, 3. So, we have, ang imong coefficient is 1, 1, 1. So, we have 1, 1, 1. Enter. So, ang imo nga roots is negative 1 half plus square root of 3 halves I kag conjugate sina. So, we have negative 1 half. Okay. Then, we have M3 ko. So, negative 1 half plus square root of 3 halves I. Then, akon nga fourth, M4 is equal to negative 1 half minus square root of 3 halves I. Okay, so square root of 3 halves I. So, kung tanawon naton, we have repeated roots. That is case number 2. And we have your conjugate complex numbers. Therefore, this is case number 3. May duwa ka case. Case number 2, case number 3. Okay, so for case number 3, dari ang aton nga A is, okay, A is negative 1 half. Ang aton nga B is, B naton is your square root of 3 over 2. Okay, so square root of 3 all over 2. Okay, so negative 1 half square root of 3 all over 2. Okay, so kung isulata siya sa aton nga, kung i-plus start na siya sa aton nga general solution, this will be equal to, okay, y is equal to, diba mahimo lang man na siya e raised to, okay, C1 e raised to 0x plus C2 x e raised to 0x plus your C3 para sa 3 kag 4. So, factor out ko na e raised to negative, e raised to ax lang man, e raised to negative 1 half x. Then, I have cosine. So, C3 cosine B. So, that is cosine square root of 3 all over 2x. So, plus C4 sine bx. So, square root of 3 all over 4x. Okay. Okay, so muna ni ang atong nga solution, pero pwede ito pa ma-simplify, pwede na ni ma-cancel, e raised to 0, may mo lang muna siya 1. So this is atong final answer will be equal to C1 plus your C2x plus your e raised to negative x all over 2 multiplied by C3 cosine. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we have cosine. Square root of 3 all over 2x. Then I have plus. So copy ko na lang C4 sine square root of 3 all over 4x. Oops. Square root of 3 all over 2 gali sa lakon nga sulat. Two na diha. Okay, this now will be our final equation. Or final natin nga solution. Okay, so kabay pa nga medyo nagklaro na ni ang solution for your higher order differential equation. This is it for now. Thank you. Stay safe. God bless.